Hello everyone, welcome back to Stanchain. Last week, Bitcoin was around $63,000. We told you the catalyst had arrived, but the market wasn't following through. Well, apparently, Bitcoin was just loading. This week, Bitcoin exploded through $65,000, then $70,000, then $75,000, and overnight, it pushed toward $80,000. Bitcoin is now up more than 20% this week, while Ethereum has gained almost 30%. The entire market just flipped. And here's the part I care about. This is exactly what we were waiting for. But don't start screaming bull market yet, because now that everyone can see the green candles, the game has changed. Let's talk about why. Bitcoin didn't just randomly wake up. Several things hit the market at almost the same time. The U.S. Treasury announced it would double its long-term bond buybacks to at least $4 billion per operation, compared with roughly $2 billion previously. That pushed yields lower and changed expectations around liquidity. And Bitcoin loves liquidity. Then came the second piece. The shorts got absolutely fucking destroyed. More than $4.3 billion in short positions have been liquidated since Wednesday, according to reported market data. Think about the mechanism. You're short Bitcoin. Bitcoin starts going up. Your position loses money. You get liquidated. That liquidation forces buying. That buying pushes Bitcoin higher. More shorts get liquidated. More buying. And suddenly, the fucking thing takes off. But here's the mistake people are making. They're looking at the liquidation numbers and saying, that's why Bitcoin pumped. No, that's why the move became violent. The underlying fuel was already there. Spot Bitcoin ETFs pulled in more than $1.6 billion over 4 days, including more than $1 billion across just 2 days. So we've got institutional demand, liquidity expectations, regulatory optimism, and then leverage gets wiped out on top of it. That's how you get a move like this. Now remember what we said last week. Washington just hit pause. Well, Washington just changed gears. Trump is pushing Congress to pass a version of the Clarity Act, and the administration is continuing to push a friendlier regulatory framework for crypto. And that's important because this isn't just about politicians saying nice things about Bitcoin. Regulatory uncertainty has been one of the biggest obstacles to institutional participation. Banks, asset managers, corporations, they don't want to operate in a legal gray zone. So when Washington starts making it clear that crypto is actually getting a regulatory framework, capital has a reason to move. And this week, capital moved.
If you want signals like this for free, follow me on X and stay in tune with the latest trends and news in the crypto world. I post some of my intentions and trades every day, so if you feel capable of taking a beating from the market, get in.
And now we get to Ethereum. For weeks, Bitcoin was doing the heavy lifting while Ethereum lagged. Remember that? Well, not anymore. Ethereum has gained almost 30% over the last 7 days, dramatically outperforming Bitcoin over the same period. The second biggest crypto coin pushed through $2,000 and into the 2,300 plus area. XRP has also exploded. Solana is participating, and the broader altcoin market is finally showing real strength. But here's where I'm going to piss off the altcoin crowd. This does not automatically mean alt season. Don't be that guy. A few days of insane green candles don't prove that we're entering a sustainable altcoin cycle. We need Bitcoin to hold. We need ETH to keep outperforming. We need capital rotation to continue. Otherwise, you've just got a bunch of people chasing candles. Now this is the part I really want you to understand. A few episodes ago, Bitcoin looked like shit. The market was boring, sentiment was terrible, nobody wanted to buy. And we kept saying, that's exactly when positioning happens. We told you that the people with conviction don't need Bitcoin to look pretty before they start building positions. They position while everyone else is scared. Then the catalyst arrives, and suddenly, Bitcoin explodes. ETF flows return. ETH starts ripping. Altcoins wake up. And what happens? Retail finally gets excited. Now everybody wants Bitcoin. Everybody is talking about $100,000. Everybody sees the green candles. And that's exactly what we said would happen. They didn't want it when it was ugly. They want it now because it's green. That's the cycle. Position before the move. Confirmation comes, then FOMO arrives. And that's why chasing the pump is dangerous. Now let's check our last prediction. We said Bitcoin needed to reclaim resistance. It did. We said it needed to hold the breakout. It didn't just hold it, it freaking launched through it. We said ETF demand needed to return. It did. More than $1.6 billion flowed into US spot Bitcoin ETFs over 4 days. We said we needed confirmation. We got it. So yes, last week's prediction played out. But here's the new problem. The market has moved extremely fast. Bitcoin has gained more than 20% this week. Ethereum, nearly 30%. Shorts have been obliterated. Retail is waking up. And now everyone thinks the next stop is obviously higher. Maybe. But this is where we stop chasing. Because the question isn't, can Bitcoin go higher? Of course it can. The question is, can Bitcoin hold this breakout after the short squeeze disappears? If ETF demand stays strong, if liquidity expectations remain supportive, if regulatory momentum continues, and if ETH and the major alts continue participating, then this could become something much bigger than a squeeze. But if the ETF flows fade, if Bitcoin loses the breakout, and leverage starts building again without real spot demand, then this whole thing can reverse very quickly. So we're bullish, but we're not fucking stupid. Don't chase the candle. A few weeks ago, everyone was scared. Now, everyone is excited. And that's exactly when you need to keep your head, because breaking out is easy. Holding the breakout is where the truth comes out. Subscribe to our channel and like the video if you wish the content to continue. And remember, if everyone already agrees, you're probably too late. We'll see you next week.